All right, so today I took the Create Luck Tesla. We're giving this one away here pretty soon. Sweepstakes are coming up. It's probably live at this point. Partner with Creative Bespoke on this one. I'm actually at Venice Beach today. I'm gonna meet a good buddy of mine, Bobby Reyes from the Dreamers Management. He's been in entertainment for quite some time. We're gonna talk some modeling today. So we're gonna kind of go over modeling questions with him. I'm gonna ask him get some of his insight as far as modeling, entertainment industries stuff for you guys. You can kind of pick his brain, see what's kind of going on in the entertainment industry from an agent perspective. So let's go meet Bobby and check it out. Man, Bobby Reyes. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you. So this is my good buddy, Bobby. He's with the Dreamers Management. He's been in the entertainment industry a long time, repping talent. So we're gonna pick his brain today and hopefully get some good insight about the modeling industry and entertainment stuff. So let's take a walk down Venice. All right, so let's see what I got for you. How long you been an agent manager in the business?
About 6 years. 6 years, a couple different agencies, and then I started my own management company called the Dreamers.
Cool. How long you had the Dreamers?
Couple of years now, but really like the shift of focus has been put on the Dreamers heavily since the pandemic.
Let's see. Let's get into it. Let's see. What do you feel? Or let's see. How many like models, actors are you repping currently at this time?
About 24.
About 24, okay.
Yeah.
And so like at any given time, like, you know, I know the Dreamers is up and coming right now, but like, what's a good number that you would have like to have like a good roster to have on staff for you as opposed to like a larger agency would have as far as talent board wise?
Some of the large agencies have hundreds of talent, but the Dreamers is a mother agency, so essentially management. So I like to keep it tight. 24 is a good number for me right now. I definitely want to grow, and as I grow, I'll bring more people on board on the agent side to help manage that. But while I'm doing it primarily on my own with just like a few consultants, I like to have it at this number. It's good for me.
What's the positives that you look for, and what are some of the negatives?
Positives, people with good personalities, especially in the LA market. Your personality goes a long way. A lot of the clients want to make sure that you are going to be able to gel with them if they're working on set with you for 8 hours or more a day. And some of the negatives to stay away from are if you've already been repped by another agency in the past and things maybe didn't work out well, you know, never bash them, because a lot of us agents know each other and a lot of us are friends.
Right.
So you never want to, you know, give a bad impression.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I was feeling the music there for a second. When you send like a model like on a casting, what do you expect them to like look like? What's the attire? What should they come prepared for, like when they actually go into an actual casting?
Typical model uniform is basically like, you know, fitted jeans, solid, no, you know, holes and tears all over the place. For girls, a pair of heels, solid color tank top. For guys, just a solid color t-shirt, more on the fitted side preferably. Well groomed, not a lot of jewelry, and very little to no makeup for the girls.
Okay. And I know that like the modeling industry is like changing like all the time, right? But what's your stance on like models that have tattoos and piercings?
I'm okay with it because my brand for the Dreamers is a little bit more street.
Okay.
And clients are opening up to it more and more, so it's becoming less of an issue, but there still are some clients who prefer not to work with models with tattoos and piercings that are visible.
Okay. Can a model be signed to multiple agencies?
Yeah, they can be signed to multiple agencies in different markets, but not typically in the same market.
Okay, so like, maybe could you expand on that a little bit more, like for somebody that doesn't really understand like the markets and being signed in different, I guess, categories or whatever?
Yeah, so if you're a model here in LA, you'll have representation here in LA for modeling, and it's exclusive. So you're only going to be able to sign with one model agency here in the LA market, but you can be signed in the New York market, Miami, Dallas, San Francisco, all those other markets, and different places around the world like Paris, London, Milan.
Okay, here we go. What's your advice on models that, want to dye their hair unnatural colors? So like, pinks and greens.
I would avoid it at all costs if possible, just because it could block your chances of booking with a lot of clients. I would say the only times that it's really acceptable is if a hair brand wants to work with you and they're looking to dye your hair that color, then why not get paid a few $1,000s to do it? But I wouldn't do it on your own.
Okay, that's good, let's see here. I'm not gonna keep you too much longer, Bobby, I promise. Let's see. How important is a model's height to your agency?
To my agency specifically, it's pretty important. We try to stick to the standards of girls 5'8" and above and guys 6 feet plus, only because we're more on the management side. So I don't typically do bookings, and when I'm looking to place models in different markets in America and around the world, I got to make sure that they're the right height for these agencies.
Okay. How current should a model keep their photos in their portfolio and comp card? So how often is that changing up for you?
The model should always keep their portfolio as current as possible. That's one of the jobs that the agency is always going to help you out with. So it's not solely reliant on the model. And as a model, you shouldn't be picking your own pictures for your portfolio unless you're unsigned. But once you're signed, your agency is gonna really be in charge of that. And comp cards are important because when you go on castings, that's pretty much the stamp that you leave behind for the casting directors.
All right, so what do you look for in a resume from a model? Like, are there things that people should include in their resumes? Are there things that we should not include in their resumes? Like, what are you looking for in an actual resume?
Well, resumes are more for acting, not as much for modeling. And for me in particular with the Dreamers, I don't really look for resumes because we do most of the development with our models and talent.
Okay.
So we typically start them off from like younger ages and develop them and help them to build a resume on the talent side and help them to develop their portfolios for the model side.
So how do models, once they book a job, how do they get paid for the job?
As soon as the client pays the agency will process their check, take their commission out, and then pay the model.
Okay, so the check comes from the actual agency, from Dreamers or whoever it might be, instead of the client.
Yes.
Okay, and then what's like a typical percentage that people could expect to sign? What's the percentages that range agents, managers, as far as representation?
For managers, up to 10% typically. For agents, depends on if it's commercial or print. That can vary a little bit too, except a print standard, it's 20%.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, in America.
And then as far as models that are getting started what should they look out for? Like, what are some, like, just some do's and don'ts, like words of advice for people kind of getting into the industry?
You gotta be open, you gotta have a good personality, stepping out of your comfort zone and shell if you might be shy. Some of the best things that you can do is, like, once you get signed, really listen to your agents. Any questions that you might have, like, you know, just shoot away and ask them whatever's on your mind or concerning you, because they really do know what's best, and they typically do have your best interests in mind. So, you know, being teachable and being willing to, like, learn from your agents who have more experience. Some of the don'ts, I would say, just definitely don't book jobs on your own. I know social media plays a big part in where we're at in the industry right now. A lot of times clients will hit models up directly, and same thing with, like, photographers.
Right.
But if you're represented by your agency, you should kindly be filtering all of those DMs over to your agent.
Right, because you want to look out for, like, different scams and things like that, for sure.
People will take advantage of you.
Right.
So, I mean, there's photographers out there that you need to be wary of. There's clients that, you know, they'll go behind the agency's back. You'll see that on the model's Instagram bio, they have their agent's email listed and the agency, but they'll still DM the model because they know the model doesn't know how to negotiate rates, usage, all that stuff that they don't really need to know. So in those cases, I would kindly redirect those people to your agency.
Okay. So I think we got some really good stuff today. You know, I appreciate you, man, coming out and hanging out with me, of course, as always. Bobby's been a good buddy for quite some time. Very knowledgeable about the entertainment industry as a whole. So pleasure having you today. Appreciate you, my man.
I appreciate you too, man.
All right. And that is a wrap on Bobby Reyes from the Dreamers Management, everybody. Goodbye.